It's been a while. A lot's happened. A lot has happened. We're gonna be talking about another dude. So all this shit happened back in summer of last year, which was like 2022. Let's just say my frontal lobe wasn't developing during that time at all. 2022, it was like we're already allowed to go outside and shit, but it wasn't like 100% allowed, you know? People still have to wear masks and social distance, but it wasn't as strict as it was before. And I would see other people I was following on Instagram like going outside with their friend groups and like rekindling old friendships and blah blah blah. So I really thought, you know, I had 0 friends. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm sad and I just wanted to get out there, you know? So fast forward like a few days later, I have this friend online. Let's just call her Kira. Kira has some friends in this country, which I actually like knew from middle school. She was like, yo, do you want to play Roblox with me and my friends? And I was like, yeah, sure. I have nothing better to do anyway. And so I joined them. And then one of her friends there, let's call her Prey. So Prey and I got along like pretty easily because she's like more my personality. And eventually we were playing Roblox together. We've been playing Roblox for a while, actually, for like a week straight. Every once in a while we would talk about like meeting up, but not actually. It was more of a joke type thing. I take that shit seriously because I've been wanting to go outside, you know? And Prey would just be like, oh yeah, that's cool, I'm down for anything, to be honest. Like waiting for shit to actually happen. And then eventually I was just like, yo, Prey, do you want to go and meet up somewhere? And she was like, yeah, sure, I'm down for whatever. And so we kept talking about like where we can go and what we can do. And around that time the Minions movie was coming out. I'm gonna ask some of my friends, see who can join. And then she was like, yo, hop on the server call, introduce yourself to my friend. I hopped on the server and here's our main guy swooping in. What do I call him? So our main guy's name is Cole. That's when I met him. Prey and Cole were like in the Discord server talking about like our trip. And I was like, yo, hi, my name is Angel. I'm not no fucking serial killer. And we decided on doing roller skating. And me, I can fuck up a roller skate, that's for fucking sure. We were gonna go roller skating and then we were gonna watch the Minions movie. I was genuinely like excited because I'm like, oh, this feels like a Tinder date. That's a bad example. So I was gonna meet this kid in a mall, which was mostly abandoned. There's nothing in that fucking mall. I get there. I don't know what this kid looks like at all. Cole was like, yo, I'm actually here too. So if you see a tall guy in a pink shirt, that's me. I'll say less. Just a description of what Cole looks like. I mean, he wasn't an unattractive kid. It was just more of a I can fix him type situation. Like, he was tall, he had long hair, like you can tell he was like muscular under his shirt or some shit. Why am I talking about this? He has some potential underneath all that whatever he had going on, and I was into it. I was very much into it, bro. We went to the second floor of the mall and then we were just talking like, yo, what school are you from? Because I didn't really get that info from the call. I was just there and I dipped as soon as I heard how much money I needed to bring. Eventually Prey shows up and we hop in the taxi and that was pretty much it. We were so obnoxious. I felt so bad for our taxi driver. Oh yeah, school's good, blah blah blah. But we did get in trouble once and I was like, what happened? Yeah, we threatened to kidnap our school principal once and like burn his house down and burn the school down because, you know, arson is funny. They were like, yeah, we got inside a video call with our principal and they kept telling us off and blah blah blah, but we just kept laughing the entire time. It's not school shooter jokes, it's more just like I'm trying to be edgy just for the sake of being edgy kind of jokes, and I genuinely don't fuck with it. I brushed it off because I just met these kids. We've only been with each other for like an hour. So we get to the mall and immediately we went to the roller skating place because I already knew that shit's gonna be fucking packed. The line was taking way too long, so we just decided to leave, get some food, or like, I don't know, talk. And I was trying to, you know, I was trying to make moves just a little bit, not to scare him off. I just wanted to see if he's bold enough to actually try something, you know? So anyway, the line to the roller skating thing was taking way too fucking long. So we just decided to like look around the mall and see what's there because it's the first time I've been to that mall too. There is this arcade thing there. And they had billiards. I don't know how to play billiards like at all. Prey and Cole were like having the time of their lives because they actually know how to play it. I was trying to take turns, but it was mostly like I would take a shot, I'd fail, and then Cole would come over and be like, yo, this is how you do it, and he'd come up behind, bro. He's not gonna watch this video. Stink. I know I said I never played billiards before. I wasn't lying. Although I wasn't lying. Stink. It was just the same situation. Anyway, so he would come up behind me, teach me how to play billiards, but I can tell he was like, here's the thing about Cole. Not to be mean or anything, but he gives me like anime guys who have never felt the touch of a woman, and I was eating that shit up, honestly.
My small feminine dainty hands can't handle this. Can you please help me?
And at that time, like I got to know Cole a little bit more, but it was more just like oh yeah, I'm into this stuff, I'm into like knives. You couldn't be into more normal hobbies like cars, cooking. What's a normal guy hobby? Manipulating women. So we were just talking while playing billiards, and eventually the time ran out and we had to dip, and so we went back to the roller skating thing. and it still wasn't our turn. We got to the roller skating thing eventually. It took a fucking long while. And I was doing my thing because, you know, I actually know how to roller skate. And I was vibing. I was with Prey and everything. And then I would look over to Cole. Obviously, he doesn't know how to roller skate. So I was like, oh, I can have a manic pixie dream girl moment. I can be like teaching him and whatever. I was teaching Cole how to roller skate. And he was looking at me. Like, you know that look guys give you where you're like, oh yeah, I definitely got him now. Fast forward, we watched the Minions movie. And when we got there, there's only like 1/4 of the movie left to watch. And I was exhausted from roller skating. I just let Prey and Cole watch their movie. And I was sleeping. So I would like hear the movie, right? But I would also hear Prey being like loud, like cussing. And it wasn't like the Minions movie where people would show up in suits and shit. Nobody fucking showed up in a suit. It was all just kids watching a kid show. I don't know why I expected people wearing a suit inside a fucking kid show. And I would just hear Prey beside me like yelling. Not yelling, but she was like making commentary so loud about the movie. Like, holy shit. Oh my god. I don't want to be that person, but it was definitely like, there's kids around us, you know? There's kids watching this movie. And I can definitely feel the judgment of like the parents hearing her like cuss. And I was so embarrassed, bro. It just left a sour taste in my mouth, I guess, from Prey. So we went to the food court and got some food. Everything's wrapped up. Everything's cool. And then when I got home, Cole texted me like, oh, it was nice meeting you today. And then he was like, I didn't know you would be cute like that. There was definitely some flirting, but it wasn't enough where it's like, it was mostly the end of the conversation. Fast forward, school started. I threw a Halloween party, which I'm definitely gonna have to do another video on. So I texted Cole and we started talking more, and then he was just like, yo, do you want to see like my costume? And then he snapped me a picture on Instagram. You know those pictures that like disappear? It wasn't Vanish Mode. Vanish Mode wasn't a thing yet. All I saw was like, I don't know what it's fucking called. It was an Inosuke. I think it's an Inosuke. It's like this Demon Slayer guy. He has this mask, pig mask, but he has like fucking ripped abs. Like, that's your costume? He's like, yeah. Anyway, Halloween party starts. I was wearing this bunny, quote unquote, costume. It wasn't a fucking bunny costume. And everyone's starting to show up. Prey and Cole show up with 2 more friends. One of them I already knew from middle school. Cole shows up and he cut his hair, which, you know, fucking heartbreaking because that was one of the main reasons why I liked him in the first place. But I am the host of my party, so I couldn't really pay attention to Cole that much, even though I really wanted to. I was just like, yo, you cut your hair, and I was like messing with his head and shit. And then he was just like, yeah, blah blah blah, we got booze for you guys. So as the party progressed, Cole was being, but he wasn't conversing with me in a way, which like kind of pissed me off because, you know, you talked a lot of big shit in my DMs. What happened to you saying shit to me in person, which eventually just made me like not want to talk to him the entire night anyway. From my point of view, he was still very much attractive, and I still very much had a crush on him still, because he was passing out drinks to people and he was like helping me host in a way. I just find like extroverts really attractive. He would talk to everyone except for me, which fucking pissed me off because I was really putting in an effort to talk to him the entire night. The party progressed and eventually we had like this game, truth or drink, lame teenager shit, and he was getting drunk because he was definitely like not doing any of the drinks they were giving him. It was a win-win situation for him because he gets to drink regardless. Eventually the game started to get boring and people were like leaving the house, and it was just mostly the people who were chill that got left inside. We switched the game into like kiss or drink. Teenager shit, bro, I know. Cole was sitting across from me, but there was another guy sitting beside me. Let's give him a name because he's gonna be in another story soon anyway. Let's call him Ash. Ash Ketchum. So Ash was sitting beside me, right? Ash, another guy that was help. I need to stop talking about Ash. So the game was kiss and drink. Cole is sitting across from me and Ash is sitting right beside me. I was feeling Ash the entire night too, but it wasn't enough where it was like, I'm gonna sacrifice Cole for you. Nothing like that. I got lost in my own sauce. Anyway, so the bottle landed and people were like, oh, it landed on Ash. They kissed. Fast forward, the game changes again. It turned into a free-for-all. This is one fucking stupid story. It was more of a, everyone get your head down, close your eyes, whoever's turn is it has to kiss whoever they want consensually. You know, people who didn't want to do that can like leave or whatever. And I switched my bunny hat into a cowboy hat. I heard this thing on TikTok where it was like, wear the hat, ride the cowboy, and I was like, oh, I can use this wordplay. Amazing. The hat was from Prey. Prey was a cowboy the entire night. Cowgirl. I borrowed her hat and she borrowed my hat. Anyway, I was feeling cold the entire night. He was just being like really fucking shy and I hated that, so I was like, okay, if this isn't a direct enough hint, I don't fucking know what else is gonna happen anymore. So I went up to him, right? His head was down. He was doing one of these. I did one of those like baby girl lift your head up type things from the chin. I did this and I gave him a peck on the lip, and then I put my hat on him and then I tipped it down. When everyone lifted their head back up, everyone saw the hat that I was wearing went to him, so it was more like I was claiming my property. So my property was claimed. What the fuck am I talking about? And the game kept progressing, and eventually it was his turn, right? And I was just waiting for him to like kiss me. He went up to me. He did a fucking crossover over to Ash. Ash. He kissed Ash instead of me, and it was long too. I felt like doing one of these. I was like, damn. So I was heavily disappointed, bro. He kissed homeboy Ash instead of me. The party wraps up, right? They help me clean up the house, and then Prey and Cole is drunk. Prey and Cole live together. Not together. They like live a street beside each other, so they go home together, right? Cole's definitely more drunk than Prey, so Prey was like, yo, I have to take him home. His mom is looking for him. I was like, okay, bet, I'll take you guys to the gate. In my mind, I was like, I made so many direct hints to you this entire party, and you weren't making any moves. So I was just like, listen, if he's not gonna mention it, I'm not either. So I took them to the gate. Prey was like, okay, bye, I'm gonna take him home, yada yada. And Cole tried to I tried to hug him as like one last hint, and it still didn't work. Fast forward, right? A month later, I'm now dating Ash. Long story. It's not dating. It's more of a he likes me, I like him, but I'm not ready for a relationship thing yet. I don't fucking know, bro. So I had a thing with Ash, right? And then I posted on my story, my private story. Cole swiped up on that story. And then that's when we started talking again. Even though I had a thing with Ash, I still low-key really did like Cole. Because Cole was definitely my fucking type, bro. We were still talking, and we were just like relating to each other. Because I was like, oh, were you like skinny before and now you're buff? And he was like, no, actually I used to be a fat kid. And he was being vulnerable with me. Eventually he was like, can I ask you a question? And I was like, what is it? So about the party, I fucking got you, bro. He never mentioned anything from the party at all. This is the first time he actually brought it up to me, and I guess he was waiting for me to bring it up this entire time, but you know, we already know what I said. If you're not gonna mention it to me, I won't either. He was like, why'd you kiss me?
Why have one bitch when you can have five? Why have five bitches when you can have nine?
My ego was being fed, bro. Like I had this thing with Ash, and then all of a sudden Cole was finally coming through. He was just like, why'd you kiss me at the party? And I was like, I don't know if you didn't get the hint, but I was being direct with how I was feeling with you at that time, and I just didn't think you felt the same way for me. Nah, I was definitely feeling you too, but I was just, you know, too shy to do anything, which turned me off. I want my boys to be direct. I don't want no nonchalant man. Who the fuck do you think I am? Long story short, he did feel the same way for me, but he was just being shy and he doesn't feel like it, I guess. I don't know. Flash forward for like a week now. We've been talking for a while. He would be sending me like pump pics after the gym. I was eating that shit up, bro. All while I was talking to Ash, which I know is bad. I'm gonna get karma for that later anyway. Fast forward, it's like December, near January now, and I was planning an end of the year party with my friends. I invited Cole all over again because, you know, I still did like him, but me and Ash were kind of a thing now. Not really. So Cole shows up to my end of the year party, and they got booze and they got everything. Ash couldn't get to this party this time, although Cole was there, and I was still feeling Cole. I would make like very direct moves to Cole. Like I would sit beside him, I would compliment him all the time, I would talk about his interests, which were like, oh fucking know, lock picking. And everything was cool, everything was chill. Prey was there too. We needed gin for one of the drinks, and there's like a store near my house. It's just like a 5-minute walk. Prey and Cole offered to go with me, and one of my friends offered to go with me too. Let's just call her B. So B showed up with us. So there's 4 of us walking to the store, right? And while we were walking back to the house, they were talking about that same shit in the taxi where it was like, oh yeah, we like arson and blah blah blah, and we threatened to shoot up the school or some shit. And B was there to witness it this time. As the party progressed, I just noticed like they're making most of my friends uncomfortable. And as the party progressed, it's almost over. Everyone's having like their own thing, and I went outside. I see Prey on the sidewalk floor vaping and looking at stars. I decided to lay beside her, and I was like, yo, Cole, lay down beside me, and he did. We just started talking like house school, house life, and we started talking about relationships. Prey was talking about her relationship, like her first kiss type shit, and then it was my turn. I just glossed over mine. It wasn't really that serious. I wasn't really talking like a story kind of talk. It was just more like, oh yeah, it happened here and this happened, and that was it. I was more interested in Cole, and so he was like, my first time. I haven't really had a first time. I was using everything he told me in the DMs in person because he wasn't feeling bad and bougie and bold with me now now that I'm beside him, you know? But you told me in our chats that that was their first kiss and blah blah blah. And Prey was like laughing. She was like, oh, only if you knew. I was like, knew what? I can tell like Cole was being agitated, but it was more of a like, oh man, I can't believe I'm gonna tell this story type thing. What it looked like to me, it was like he was trying to hype up the story. I was like, why? What was your first time? Because we were talking about like sex and shit. I don't know how it got to that conversation, but it did. And then I was like, how bad can it be? Prey was like, Sweet Home Alabama. Bro, I was starstruck. I was bamboozled, bro. And I looked at Cole, And I was like, did you fuck your cousin? I look at Prey, why are you singing that? And then she sang it again. She was like, and I was like, did you fuck your cousin? And he fucking nods, bro. He fucking nods. I have dated a lot of people, but I'm gonna cross the line at incest. I'm not gonna cross the line at incest. Incest is a part of the line, okay? Let's just say that. I got all the wet pussy dripping, all the wet pussy dripping shit he's been talking about through chat is gone. I am not fucking with the cousin fucker. I got up, right? He got up too. He was like, nah, it's not like that. He told me the story. Apparently, they were dry humping under the fucking blanket. Him and his cousin were dry humping underneath the blankets. I was just like, it's the end of the line for us, bro. Whatever we had, it's gone. I guess Cole was being like uncomfortable, so Prey got up and she was like, oh man, we should just go home. And everyone was going home now anyway, so I took them to the gate again. And I was talking to Prey the entire time. Like, I was making jokes with Prey, like, you know, I was trying to make light of the mood, cause Cole was definitely like, he was like heavy breathing along this fucking road. So I would like talk about stories and he would just we got to like this part of the street where there was like the cement garage, and I just kept making jokes, and eventually I just see Cole doing this. He punched the fucking cement wall and he didn't even do anything. What is happening, bro? It wasn't funny at that time, but now it's like, what the fuck? If you can punch a cement wall, you can punch women. I'm not doing. I dropped the line of domestic abuse. So I was definitely quiet the rest of the walk. I didn't even take them to the gate of the village. It was like a few blocks more. I hugged Prey goodbye. I whispered to her ear. I was like, yo, I don't think I want to hang out with you guys anymore. And she was like, I understand. And I left. I looked back just a little bit, and I saw Cole doing one of these. Like, he was preparing to give me a hug goodbye. And I was just like, I need to get out of here, bro. As soon as I got to my house, bro, and my friends were waiting for a taxi, I told them everything. They were like, yeah, we kind of knew those two were kind of weird from the beginning. And B spoke up. She was like, girl, kind of already got that there were those kind of kids where they were like trying hard to be cool but in an edgy way. From the moment on, I just like decided, like, you know, I don't really want to be friends with those kinds of people. Dude, I should get rid. So the next day I got this DM on my Instagram and I saw that it was from Prey. So I opened the DM. I'm sorry for bringing up like Cole's story, and he probably doesn't want to talk about that, and I just kept like making jokes about it. Why are you apologizing on his behalf? Okay, but I don't think I want to be friends with Cole anymore. And then she was like, I understand. Cole texted me right after Prey, and he was like, I'm such a bad person. I can't believe I did that. I have like screenshots. I'll probably like put it right there. I told him like, yo, I don't think I want to be friends with you anymore. You're kind of weird. Please just block me. I'm a bad person. It was giving sad boy. I do be following orders. I blocked him and I didn't block Prey because, you know, Prey's still like a good friend of mine. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's the end of the story.
I have another story. It's about like the Halloween party this time and Ash, but I'm just letting the Ash thing marinate for a little more because that shit still stings to this day. If my boyfriend sees this, stink, look away. It's not like that. So yeah.
That's